Chapter 37, Spirit Grade, Storm Gauntlets. Strength, plus 11, critical hit, plus 8, vitality, 300, comes with the skill, Explosive Punch. Explosive Punch condenses an unexpected heavy punch. Damage plus 150%. The target will suffer internal injuries for 5 seconds. If a critical hit is triggered, the duration of internal injuries is doubled. Requirement: only fist cultivators with 35 points or more in bone structure can use. Spirit Grade, Guanjiang Spear. Strength, plus 9, critical hit, plus 5, spear technique damage, plus 110%. Requirement: Spear Cultivators. Spirit Grade Martial Arts Technique. Ice Spike. Consumes mana to summon an ice spike that pierces the enemy, dealing 240 base damage and slowing the target by 30% for 15 seconds. Mana consumption, 600 points. Cooldown, 60 seconds. Requirement: only mage players can learn. Spirit Grade Spirit Skill. Dragon Ascend. The spear transforms into a dragon, soaring and breaking through the sea, dealing 800 base damage to all enemies within 40 meters and knocking them airborne for 2 seconds. Mana consumption, 1200 points. Cooldown, 50 minutes. Requirement: only Foundation Establishment Realm Spear Cultivators with 40 points or more in bone structure can learn. Rare Herb, Yin Sustaining Grass, X1. Quest Item, Falcon Blood Essence, X1. A total of 6 items, 4 of which are Spirit Grade equipment and skills. This drop rate and equipment quality made Su Wanling and the female mage start to doubt if they were playing the same game as Lin Jichen. Could it be that the first kill of a boss has a higher chance of dropping good items? Only this reason could somewhat convince them. These are all the items. As agreed, the yin-sustaining grass is mine, and I'll pick one more item as my reward. No problem, right? Lin Jichen said. The female mage shook her head slightly, and Lin Jichen thought she was going to agree. Unexpectedly, she changed her mind. Mr. Lin, you killed the falcon alone. We originally had no right to take the equipment. These items should all belong to you. No, we had an agreement. You were the ones who started fighting the falcon. I just took the first kill and already gained a lot. Besides, if it weren't for you holding off the Blood Fiend members, I wouldn't have had the chance. I'll just take one item as my reward, Lin Jichen insisted, and seeing this, the female mage had no choice but to agree. Lin Jichen didn't hesitate and chose the gauntlets. The attributes of these gauntlets were excellent. Even if he couldn't use them, he could sell them for a good price. As for the other items, Lin Jichen wasn't too interested, except for a spear cultivator's spirit skill book, which had decent attributes. But spirit skills required the Foundation Establishment Realm to learn. At this stage, even if he sold it, it wouldn't fetch a good price. So Lin Jichen chose the Storm Gauntlets. This piece of equipment would make all the physical cultivators in Tale of Immortal drool with envy. After selecting his items, Lin Jichen didn't touch anything else. The female mage whispered a few words to Su Wanling, who nodded and then logged off. In less than half a minute, she logged back in. Meanwhile, Lin Jichen received a bank notification on his phone. Your card ending in 7758 has received a deposit of 5,000 yuan. Balance 5,000 yuan. Industrial and Commercial Bank. Lin Jichen instantly understood that the 5 million was transferred by Su Wanling on behalf of the female mage. 5 million, given without blinking an eye. This woman must be truly wealthy. Thanks. Lin Jichen didn't want to be overly polite. He simply thanked her, accepting the transfer. If someone insists on giving, refusing would seem pretentious. Besides, Lin Jichen was still living in someone else's house. With this money, he could buy his own place and live more comfortably. We should be the ones thanking you. The female mage smiled, her smile as radiant as spring flowers, exuding a captivating charm. She extended her hand and said gracefully to Lin Jichen, I'm Jiang Luoyu, the president of the Moonshadow Guild. Lin Jichen, a lone player. Lin Jichen shook her hand calmly. Suddenly a thought flashed in his mind, and his eyes sparkled. Kung Yu, why does this name sound so familiar? Moonshadow Guild. Wait! Lin Jichen remembered. Moonshadow Guild, Zhang Luoyu. No wonder it sounded familiar. Lin Jichen couldn't recall the Moonshadow Guild, but the name Zhang Luoyu was famous in his previous life. She had 3 identities. First, ranked 13th on the heavenly rankings of Tale of Immortal, the second most powerful mage in the world, just below Lin Jichen. Second, the president of the Moonshadow Guild, the wealthiest guild in Tale of Immortal. If the first 2 identities weren't impressive enough, the third one was absolutely shocking. Zhang Luoyu was the only daughter of the world's richest man. Her family possessed immense wealth, rivaling nations. This was why the Moonshadow Guild was the wealthiest guild in Tale of Immortal. Her family's wealth was beyond measure, richer than national banks. But why couldn't Lin Jichen remember the Moonshadow Guild? Because it only existed briefly in Tale of Immortal. It seemed to have disbanded after just 2 years. The exact reason was unknown to Lin Jichen. Rumor had it that Zhang Luoyu made a bet with her father to establish the largest and strongest guild in Tale of Immortal within 2 years. If she succeeded, her father would let her choose her own path in life. Unfortunately, she lost the bet and had to return home to inherit the family business and manage the company. Thus, the Moonshadow Guild was forced to disband. Whether this rumor was true or not was uncertain, just hearsay. Now, looking at this stunning girl and thinking about her father being the world's richest man, Lin Jichen, who had been poor all his previous life, felt quite honored to meet the daughter of the richest man. After all, he had been poor all his life. Even after the game and reality merged, causing real-world currency to devalue significantly, he never had $1 million in his pocket. So knowing her background, Lin Jichen couldn't help but hold her hand for 2 more seconds, hoping to absorb some of her wealth. But this behavior looked like he was taking advantage in the eyes of Su Wanling and Zhang Luoyu. Hey, you have some nerve, taking advantage of our president. Don't think you can do whatever you want just because you're skilled. Su Wanling said indignantly, not only to protect her boss, but also because she was annoyed by Lin Jichen's different treatment. She had met Lin Jichen several times, and each time he just brushed her off and left. She thought he might not be interested in women, but seeing him take advantage of her boss, she realized it was because she wasn't pretty enough. Lin Jichen, embarrassed by Su Wanling's words, withdrew his hand with a sheepish smile. I was thinking about something. It wasn't intentional. Yeah, right, Su Wanling retorted. Zhang Luoyu didn't comment, her expression unchanged, but her beautiful eyes seemed to hold a hint of something different. Lin Jichen laughed awkwardly. Since there's nothing else, I'll take my leave. Sayonara. With that, Lin Jichen quickly slipped away, avoiding any more of Su Wanling's harsh words. Seeing Lin Jichen flee, the 2 girls couldn't help but laugh. Your friend is quite nice, Zhang Luoyu commented. Nice. Luoyu, he just took advantage of you. This guy clearly likes you. Su Wanling complained. All right, maybe you're overthinking. It was just a handshake. Besides, he kept his word and helped us a lot. We should be grateful. I'm not saying we shouldn't be grateful, but just because he helped doesn't mean he can take advantage. If your dad finds out, he'll be in trouble. Don't tell my dad about this. Not a word. You're my bestie. Don't act as my dad's spy. Don't worry. We've been besties for years. I wouldn't betray you. That's good. Let's go before the Blood Fiend Guild comes back. Distribute these items to the core members of the guild. Also, give a 50,000 yuan bonus to each member who participated in the battle today. Yes, my dear chairman. I told you not to call me that in private, Wanling. You're asking for a beating. Ouch, I was wrong. Heh. Chapter 38. When the members of the Moonshadow Guild had all left, Kanglin Medicine Valley seemed to return to its tranquility, until a girl emerged from a dark corner. Phew, guys, today's livestream was worth it, wasn't it? Not only did Ziazi bring you a guild war, but you also got to see the exclusive moves of a super expert, Lin Jichen. As she spoke, Liu Xiaozi began to reminisce about Lin Jichen's series of actions, murmuring her evaluation. Facing the siege of so many Blood Fiend members with such calmness, effortlessly sweeping through them like autumn leaves, and even taking down a late-stage chi refining boss on the side. Who else has such prowess? The audience couldn't refute. Indeed, they couldn't think of a second expert who could compare to Lin Jichen, at least not one they had seen. The live stream had them all fired up. I, Liu Xiaozi, hereby declare that I believe Lin Jichen is currently the #1 expert in Tale of Immortal. Who agrees? Who disagrees? Surprisingly, even the viewers who usually loved to argue with Xiaozi all agreed. If Lin Jichen wasn't the top expert, then who was? At this point, Liu Xiaozi's eyes suddenly sparkled with hearts, and she cupped her face, looking infatuated. Most importantly, Lin Jichen is so handsome. I've decided he's my idol from now on. My dream guy. The chat exploded with vomiting emojis, but Liu Xiaozi ignored them all. Having found a new idol, Liu Xiaozi eagerly pulled up the livestream recording. She edited the footage of Lin Jichen single-handedly taking on dozens of people and the medicine spirit Falcon, then posted it on the Tale of Immortal forum. She gave it a very eye-catching title. Tale of Immortal's top expert. Lin Jichen single-handedly defeats Blood Fiend Guild. The video had barely been uploaded when its views skyrocketed like a rocket. Everyone who saw the video was in awe, bowing in admiration. Of course, many couldn't understand how Lin Jichen's damage could be so high. They suspected he might be cheating. In the video, the Blood Fiend Guild became a laughingstock, mocked by netizens. So many people attacking one person, yet getting killed so many times. And in the end, not even daring to fight back, with the guild leader leading the escape. What a disgrace. Li Fengwen hadn't expected to be recorded. Seeing the video and the overwhelming ridicule online, he flew into a rage, smashing many antiques at home. To save face, Li Fengwen immediately responded on the forum on behalf of Blood Fiend, claiming that Lin Jichen's damage was abnormal. The implication was clear. Lin Jichen must be cheating, and it wasn't that Blood Fiend members were incompetent. Many players thought Li Fengwen made a good point, but others believed Lin Jichen wasn't cheating. In any case, because of this video, Lin Jichen became a hot topic, sparking heated debates. Meanwhile, Lin Jichen, unaware of all this, returned to the Tianyan sword sect with the yin-sustaining grass, ready to hand it over to Elder Tianqing. Unexpectedly, Elder Tianqing was in the alchemy room, refining elixirs. Bring the yin-sustaining grass in first. I'll take it after I finish this batch of elixirs. Elder Tianqing's voice came from inside the alchemy room. Lin Jichen entered the alchemy room, where Elder Tianqing was adding herbs to the furnace. Next to him was a herb bed with various herbs, including the yin-sustaining grass, of which only 2 stalks were left. It seemed insufficient, which was why Lin Jichen had been sent to find more. It looked like Elder Tianqing still wanted to continue refining the youth-retaining pill. Lin Jichen realized this was a rare learning opportunity. Alchemy was a secondary profession in Tale of Immortal. Besides alchemy, there were many other secondary professions in the game. For example, artifact forging, feng shui, herbalism, mining, beast taming, and so on. These secondary professions were all very useful. In his previous life, besides being a magic cultivator, Lin Jichen was also a 7th-grade herbalist and a 6th-grade alchemy master. Because magic cultivation heavily relied on elixirs, just the mana recovery elixirs alone would have been a huge expense if bought. To make ends meet, Lin Jichen had no choice but to gather herbs and refine his own elixirs. He had no other way, and after refining so many, he had become a 6th-grade alchemy master. Occasionally, when he was short on money, he could even sell some elixirs. In Tale of Immortal, all secondary professions were ranked from 1 to 9, with 1 being the lowest and 9 being the highest. A 9th-grade alchemy master was also called a grandmaster. Elder Tianqing was a grandmaster-level alchemy master. Being able to observe and learn from him was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Lin Jichen. He placed the yin-sustaining grass on the herb bed but didn't leave. "You can watch from the side, but don't make any noise." Elder Tian King seemed to guess Lin Jichen's intention and didn't chase him away, not keeping his skills to himself. This was all for Leng Feiyan's sake. Otherwise, he would have kicked Lin Jichen out long ago. No one liked being watched by strangers while showing off their skills. Lin Jichen was secretly delighted. Having a backer was great. Everyone in the sect had to give him face. Elder Tian King began refining elixirs, his expression becoming serious. He methodically added different herbs to the furnace. Lin Jichen remained silent and still, his eyes fixed on Elder Tian King's every move. Comprehended the essence of alchemy. Alchemy aptitude, plus 5%. After just half a minute of watching, Lin Jichen received an unexpected surprise, his face lighting up with joy. But he suppressed his excitement and continued to watch silently. Another minute passed. Comprehended the essence of alchemy. Alchemy aptitude, plus 5%. This time it took longer, 5 minutes. Comprehended the essence of alchemy. Alchemy aptitude, plus 5%. 15 minutes. Comprehended the essence of alchemy. Alchemy aptitude, plus 5%. 30 minutes. Comprehended the essence of alchemy. Alchemy aptitude, plus 5%. Just like that, Lin Jichen watched Elder Tian King's every move without blinking. An hour passed, and Lin Jichen's alchemy aptitude had increased by 25%. Just as Lin Jichen wanted to continue watching, the furnace suddenly emitted black smoke. Not good. Another failure. Elder Tian King had just finished speaking. Boom! The furnace exploded. Elder Tian King walked out of the alchemy room, looking dejected, followed by the unlucky Lin Jichen. The old and the young, both covered in soot, looked like beggars fleeing from Africa. Elder Tian King glanced at Lin Jichen and burst into hearty laughter. "Kid, watching me refine elixirs comes at a price. You're unlucky. I happen to be experimenting with a new elixir, and furnace explosions are quite common." Lin Jichen smiled wryly, but turning into a beggar was a small price to pay if it meant increasing his alchemy aptitude. He wanted to continue watching, but Elder Tian King seemed unwilling to let him stay. "You helped me find the yin-sustaining grass, so I can't let you go unrewarded. Take your payment and leave. I need to continue refining elixirs." Elder Tian King tossed a wooden box to Lin Jichen. Lin Jichen opened the box to find a bottle of elixirs and a bracelet inside. Spirit-grade attribute elixir. Permanently increases a random combat attribute by 1 to 5 points. Quantity, 3 pills. Requirements, none. Spirit-grade gentle breeze bracelet. Speed, plus 5. Evasion a plus 8%. Movement technique. Skill cooldown, 10%. Requirements, none. Great items. Lin Jichen was delighted. Attribute elixirs were highly sought after, and the bracelet's attributes were top-notch, boosting speed, evasion, and most importantly, reducing the cooldown of movement technique skills. Lin Jichen unceremoniously stored the box in his ring, grinning widely. "Thank you, Elder." Elder Tian King waved his hand with a kind smile. "All right, off you go." Knowing that Elder Tian King truly didn't want him to stay, Lin Jichen reluctantly turned to leave. Still unwilling to go, he took 2 steps and looked back. Chapter 39. "Elder." "What is it now?" Elder Tian King asked. Lin Jichen braced himself and said, "Elder, were you just refining a youth retaining pill?" "Oh, you know about the youth retaining pill?" Elder Tian King's expression was quite surprised. Lin Jichen chuckled and said, "I have a keen interest in alchemy. I often study it, and once saw it mentioned in an ancient text. Didn't expect you to be interested in alchemy as well." "Not bad, not bad." "Indeed, I was refining a youth retaining pill, but unfortunately, I don't have the exact formula. I'm just feeling my way through." "I know the formula," Lin Jichen quickly said. After all, he was a 6th-grade alchemy master, though far inferior to Elder Tian King, a 9th-grade grandmaster. But the youth retaining pill, he had seen it before. He once stumbled upon an alchemist's abandoned cave and found a formula for the youth-retaining pill inside. However, due to his low alchemy level, his success rate in refining it was extremely low, and the ingredients were very rare. He had only learned the formula, but couldn't gather the materials. As the game and reality merged, the formula was imprinted in his mind. Is that so? Then tell me, what are the ingredients? Elder Tian King still couldn't believe Lin Jichen knew the formula. Lin Jichen didn't hold back and recited the formula on the spot. As he listed more and more ingredients, Elder Tian King's expression grew increasingly shocked. He could confirm that Lin Jichen wasn't lying, because all the ingredients were indeed for the youth-retaining pill. Moreover, Lin Jichen even mentioned the exact quantities and proportions needed for each ingredient, which didn't seem made up at all. After Lin Jichen finished reciting the entire formula, Elder Tian King's breathing became a bit rapid. "Follow me," he said, grabbing Lin Jichen and rushing back into the alchemy room. "Watch closely. If I get any proportions wrong, remind me," Elder Tian King instructed Lin Jichen, and then began refining the pill according to the formula. Lin Jichen watched from the side, occasionally correcting the dosage of certain ingredients. At the same time, his alchemy aptitude began to increase, albeit slowly. With all the ingredients thrown into the furnace, Elder Tian King's expression turned solemn as he started refining the materials, merging the medicinal essences and condensing the pill. This was the difference between alchemists of different levels. Besides having a precise formula, experience in alchemy was crucial. For instance, controlling the heat, timing, and managing impurities, none of these could be overlooked. An hour passed. As the flames in the furnace died down, a rich medicinal fragrance wafted out. Elder Tian King opened the furnace lid, and 2 perfectly formed pills flew out. "Ha ha! I did it!" Elder Tian King was overjoyed. After pondering the youth-retaining pill for so long, he had finally succeeded. Of course, he didn't forget Lin Jichen's contribution. Without Lin Jichen providing the complete formula, he would have failed many more times. "What's your name again?" "Disciple Lin Jichen." "Good, Lin Jichen. You've done me a great favor. Here, take one of these pills as a reward." Elder Tian King generously handed one of the youth-retaining pills to Lin Jichen. "Ding. Elder Tian King's affection level towards you. Plus 20. Current affection level. 20 points. Friendly conversation." Lin Jichen was stunned. He didn't expect Elder Tian King to have an affection level of 20 points right from the start, and he was so generous, giving him a youth-retaining pill directly. The youth-retaining pill was an earth-grade elixir and could increase innate attributes. In Tale of Immortal, any elixir that could increase innate attributes was extremely rare and valuable. Innate attributes were different from combat attributes. They didn't increase with your realm, so treasures that could boost innate attributes were priceless in Tale of Immortal. Even an elixir that added 1 or 2 points could sell for a fortune. Earth-grade, youth-retaining pill. Permanently increases innate charm by 5 points, increases the affection growth rate of opposite-sex NPCs by 5%. If given to an opposite-sex NPC, it can randomly increase their affection towards you by 10 to 20 points. Requirement: each person can only consume 1, and it can only be gifted to the same person once. Although this elixir wasn't very useful for Lin Jichen, since his innate charm was already maxed out, and the 5% affection growth rate wasn't significant, he quickly thought of who to give it to. Of course, it had to be Leng Feiyan. The higher Leng Feiyan's affection towards him, the more benefits he would gain. "Thank you, Elder. I will take my leave now." Lin Jichen wanted to quickly deliver the elixir to Leng Feiyan. He had already gained 50% alchemy aptitude from Elder Tian King. To continue increasing, it would require more time. In the early stages of the game, Lin Jichen didn't want to waste too much time on cultivating alchemy aptitude. He could leave that for later when he had more free time. Just as Lin Jichen was about to leave, Elder Tian King called out to him. "Do you have any other instructions, Elder?" Elder Tian King, in a good mood, looked at Lin Jichen with increasing satisfaction, and suddenly had the idea of taking him as a disciple. "I ask you, do you like the art of alchemy?" Yes, I do," Lin Jichen could only reply. "Then I want to take you as my disciple and teach you the art of alchemy. Are you willing?" Ding. Opportunity triggered. "Elder Tianqing wants to take you as a disciple. Do you accept?" Lin Jichen didn't expect such a sudden stroke of luck. He was about to agree but hesitated when he thought of Leng Feiyan. "Elder, I already have a master, as you know." Elder Tianqing laughed and said, "I know you are the sect master's disciple, but I want to teach you alchemy, while the sect master teaches you cultivation. There's no conflict." Lin Jichen thought it made sense, and was about to agree when a familiar, clear voice came from behind him. "Elder Tianqing, are you really willing to take away Feiyan's only disciple?" As the voice fell, a graceful figure floated over, dressed in white, looking dreamlike under the moonlight. The night breeze blew, her hair fluttering, and her white clothes swayed, making her look like an ethereal goddess or a cold and noble fairy from the Moon Palace. Just one glance was enough to make one's heart race. The newcomer was none other than Leng Feiyan. Leng Feiyan's sudden arrival surprised both Lin Jichen and Elder Tianqing. She walked gracefully to Elder Tianqing. As she passed Lin Jichen, she glanced at him without a word. Although her gaze was calm, Lin Jichen felt as if she was angry with him. Impossible, it must be his imagination. Elder Tianqing laughed and said, "Sect Master, you misunderstand. I never intended to take your disciple. It's just that your disciple has great talent in alchemy, and I couldn't help but want to teach him." "I see. It seems I misunderstood." Leng Feiyan smiled, her smile captivating. She paused for a moment, then changed the topic. "But I believe my disciple has even greater talent in cultivation. The sword sect needs not just alchemists, but powerful immortals. Don't you agree, Elder Tianqing?" Chapter 40. Elder Tianqing was at a loss for words, but he was reluctant to give up on such a promising talent like Lin Jichen. He still wanted to make an effort. The sect master is right. Cultivation is indeed the primary task of the sword sect. However, I believe that while cultivating, it wouldn't hurt to delve a bit into the art of alchemy. What you say makes sense, Elder, but my disciple's cultivation is still shallow, and his realm is low. Although he is exceptionally gifted, he is already past the prime age for cultivation. If he doesn't focus and work hard now, he might waste his talent. Leng Feiyan's words were reasonable, leaving Elder Tianqing speechless. After pondering for a moment, he could only shake his head with a bitter smile. "The sect master is right. I was being presumptuous. I won't take him as my disciple." Leng Feiyan smiled and said, "Elder Tianqing, there's no need to feel regret. My disciple's current realm is indeed too low to be distracted. However, once his cultivation improves, if he is willing, he can still become your disciple." "That would be great. It's settled then. Haha." Elder Tianqing nodded enthusiastically. He then turned to Lin Jichen and said, "When your cultivation reaches the gathering spirit realm, if you still wish to learn alchemy, I will take you as my last disciple and teach you everything I know about alchemy." Lin Jichen quickly agreed. He didn't want to focus on alchemy so early, so this arrangement suited him perfectly. "Then it's settled. I need to return to my alchemy. You two can carry on." Elder Tianqing left cheerfully. Only Lin Jichen and Leng Feiyan remained. "Come with me to the Sword Palace. I have something to discuss with you," Leng Feiyan said calmly. "Yes, Master." Lin Jichen agreed, but he had a bad feeling in his heart. Why did it feel like Leng Feiyan was going to settle accounts with him? It couldn't be, right? He hadn't done anything wrong. Was it because he was planning to become Elder Tianqing's disciple? As Lin Jichen's thoughts raced, Leng Feiyan brought him back to the Sword Palace. Inside the palace, it was still just the two of them. Leng Feiyan sat in the sect master's seat, her beautiful eyes lowered, saying nothing. Lin Jichen was anxious and tentatively asked, "Master, did you call me back because you have a task for me?" Leng Feiyan finally spoke, her voice elegant, but tinged with a strong sense of jealousy. "It seems that as your master, I haven't satisfied my disciple. I've been thinking, maybe I'm not suitable to be a master. Perhaps we should dissolve our master-disciple relationship, and you can find a better teacher." "What the heck?" Lin Jichen was dumbfounded. Damn it, did something go wrong? He felt like he hadn't done anything wrong, so why was his master suddenly kicking him out? Could it be that Leng Feiyan heard about him planning to become Elder Tianqing's disciple? It must be. Lin Jichen felt both amused and helpless. He hadn't even formally agreed to Elder Tianqing yet, and besides, there was no rule that he could only have one master. He didn't expect his master to be so petty. Upon hearing that he wanted to take a second master, she got angry and said he should find another teacher. If he had known this would happen, Lin Jichen would have firmly rejected Elder Tianqing's offer at the time. But now it was too late. Leng Feiyan was clearly already upset. No, he had to salvage this. He couldn't lose his biggest support in the Tianyan sword sect. "Master, I know I was wrong. Please don't dissolve our master-disciple relationship. I wouldn't have the face to stay in the sword sect if that happened." Lin Jichen put on a pitiful face and pleaded with Leng Feiyan. As the sect master, Leng Feiyan wasn't so easily fooled. She asked Lin Jichen calmly, "What did you do wrong? Did I say you were wrong?" Lin Jichen thought to himself that women were indeed contradictory creatures. Clearly she was angry but wouldn't admit it. Of course, he didn't dare say that out loud. "Of course, I was wrong. I shouldn't have had distractions and not listened to Master, focusing solely on cultivation. Instead, I thought about learning alchemy, wasting time and neglecting Master's teachings and expectations." Lin Jichen put on a guilty and remorseful expression. Seeing this, Leng Feiyan's expression softened a bit. Noticing a chance, Lin Jichen quickly added more. "I was truly blind. I already have the best master in the world, one whose cultivation is unparalleled and whose beauty is like a celestial being. Yet I still thought of taking another master. Such greed is unforgivable." As he spoke, Lin Jichen pounded his chest in regret. Anyone who didn't know would think he had committed some heinous crime. Listening to Lin Jichen's sincere words, Leng Feiyan's little bit of resentment dissipated, especially when she heard Lin Jichen's compliments. A barely noticeable smile appeared on her lips. It was like a ripple, quickly spreading across her face, then gathering into 2 stars in her eyes, disappearing in an instant. There were countless people who flattered her, but somehow no one's flattery moved her, except Lin Jichen's, which didn't feel like flattery at all. "Ding! Leng Feiyan's affection level towards you, +5. Current affection level, 15 points. Pleasant conversation." Phew. Seeing this notification, Lin Jichen finally breathed a sigh of relief. Great. Now he didn't have to worry about being expelled as a disciple, you say. "Since you realize your mistake, I won't hold it against you this time," Leng Feiyan said magnanimously. But Lin Jichen caught the hint of pride in her smile. Lin Jichen almost wanted to laugh. Who would have thought that the dignified sect master of the Tianyan sword sect, a feather transformation realm expert, Leng Feiyan, had such a girlish and playful side beneath her cold exterior. "Thank you, Master, for your generosity. I promise never to make such a low-level mistake again." As he spoke, Lin Jichen took out the youth retaining pill he had just obtained. "To show my apology, this is a small gift for you, Master." Leng Feiyan's eyes widened in surprise when she saw the elixir in Lin Jichen's hand. "Is this a youth retaining pill?" "Indeed." "Where did you get this elixir?" Leng Feiyan asked curiously. "Elder Tianqing gave it to me." Lin Jichen briefly explained what had happened. "I see. Such a precious elixir. You should keep it for yourself," Leng Feiyan said, but her eyes couldn't help but glance at it several times. Facing his tsundere master, Lin Jichen had no choice. If one offer didn't work, he would offer again. And if that didn't work, he would insist. "Master, I specifically asked Elder Tianqing for this elixir to give to you. I wanted to learn alchemy from him, so that I could make youth-retaining pills myself and give you one every day, like a meal." Pfft. Lung Feiyan couldn't help but laugh. Her smile was like the sudden appearance of bright sunshine, melting the ice. Lin Jichen's heart skipped a beat, his heart pounding. Oh no, a smiling master is irresistible. Chapter 41. Foolish disciple, this youth-retaining pill may only be an earth-grade elixir, but its ingredients are extremely rare. You can't just refine one every day and treat it like a meal. You're being too naive. Lin Jichen scratched his head and chuckled. You're right. With Master's heavenly immortal-like beauty, there's no need for a youth-retaining pill. But this is a small token of my apology. I hope Master will accept it, so I can feel a bit better. Always with the sweet talk. Leng Feiyan pretended to be displeased, giving Lin Jichen a sidelong glance, but the smile on her lips grew even more pronounced. Her phoenix eyes sparkled like autumn water, full of charm. All right, I'll accept this elixir. Leng Feiyan accepted Lin Jichen's second gift. Lin Jichen lost an earth-grade elixir, but he gained another wave of affection from Leng Feiyan. Ding! Leng Feiyan's affection for you, +20. Current affection, 35 points. Close companions. Ha ha ha. Worth it. Exchanging an elixir for 20 points of affection from Leng Feiyan was definitely a good deal. Moreover, the youth-retaining pill was of no use to him anyway. 35 points of affection was not low. It belonged to the level of close companions. His relationship with Leng Feiyan had taken a big step forward. Sure enough, Leng Feiyan's gaze no longer held the previous coldness and distance. Instead, she smiled sweetly, and deep in her eyes, there seemed to be a budding affection. Oh boy, this master-disciple relationship. Could it be changing? I just remembered. I have a martial arts technique for the Qi refining realm that I learned when I was young. It's been sealed away for a long time. I just thought of it. Wait here, I'll go get it, Leng Feiyan said as she temporarily left the hall. Lin Jichen was delighted. As expected, the higher the affection, the more benefits. This youth-retaining pill was truly a good gift. Not long after, Leng Feiyan returned, gracefully holding a booklet. Lin Jichen initially only saw the booklet, but when he inadvertently looked up, he was surprised to see a jade hairpin in Leng Feiyan's hair. He remembered that it wasn't there before, and this jade hairpin was the first gift he had bought for Leng Feiyan in Feng City, a white jade and gold hairpin. It was just an ordinary hairpin, and Lin Jichen had thought Leng Feiyan would definitely not like it. Even if she accepted it, she wouldn't wear it. Unexpectedly, she had quietly put it on. Although the hairpin was just a mundane item, under Leng Feiyan's celestial beauty, it seemed to become a divine treasure, radiant and dazzling. Leng Feiyan also noticed Lin Jichen looking at the hairpin in her hair. On the surface, she remained calm, but inside she was secretly laughing. A woman dresses up for those who appreciate her. This is a martial arts technique for the Qi refining realm that I learned when I was young. It's not a rare secret technique, but it's sufficient for the Qi refining realm. It's of no use to me, so you can take it and cultivate. Thank you, Master. Lin Jichen happily accepted the booklet. All right, study the mysteries of this martial arts technique well. I'll be heading back. Leng Feiyan left these words, and then departed. Mainly, Lin Jichen's gaze made her both delighted and embarrassed, feeling uneasy. It was like a little girl wearing new clothes, eager to show them off to everyone, but feeling shy and hiding when someone noticed. Leng Feiyan felt exactly like that now. Will my disciple have wild thoughts seeing this hairpin? If I had known, I wouldn't have worn it on a whim. Leng Feiyan even began to regret it. Just as she was about to disappear, Lin Jichen's voice suddenly came from behind. Master, you look stunning with that hairpin. Hearing this, Leng Feiyan almost stumbled and fell from the void, but fortunately, she didn't embarrass herself and safely returned to her palace. This naughty disciple, how can he speak so bluntly, so lacking in manners? Hiding in her bedchamber, Leng Feiyan cupped her cheeks with both hands, muttering to herself. Her snow-white face had two blushes, each smile and frown captivating. Mysterious grade martial art. Phoenix feather. instantly unleashes 22 sword QEs, covering a 200-meter radius, with a 30% chance to interrupt the enemy's martial arts technique. Each sword key has a base damage of 600 points and inflicts a crippling effect for 15 seconds. Crippling. Any part of the enemy becomes a weak point, ignoring equipment armor. Mana consumption, 800 points. Cooldown time, 120 seconds. Requirement, sword cultivators in the later stage of Qi. Refining with a root bone of 70 or above can cultivate. In the hall, Lin Jichen was holding the booklet, his eyes squinting with joy. This martial art is too powerful. A group skill, with damage twice that of Frost Moon Slash, and it has a crippling effect that ignores the opponent's equipment armor. The most terrifying part is that it can interrupt others' martial arts techniques. Even among mysterious grade martial arts, it's definitely top tier. This martial art can be used until the Foundation Establishment realm, and its ability to interrupt opponents' skills makes it useful in any realm. Lin Jichen was sure that if this martial art were put up for auction now, it could easily exchange for a house in a second-tier city, if not a first-tier one. If sold to Zhang Luoyu, even a house in a first-tier city wouldn't be a problem. But Lin Jichen would never sell it, only a fool would. Without hesitation, Lin Jichen immediately learned it. Besides this martial art, Lin Jichen didn't forget the 3 spirit-grade attribute elixirs. Each one could increase 1 to E5 combat attributes, but which attribute and how many points would depend on luck. For a sword cultivator, strength would be best, but speed would also be acceptable. Lin Jichen consumed all 3 attribute elixirs. Ding, strength, +5. Ding, strength, +5. Ding, strength, +5. Perfect. All strength, exactly what Lin Jichen wanted to see, and each elixir added the maximum points. A player with great luck is truly carefree, heh. Putting on the Gentle Breeze bracelet, Lin Jichen's attributes saw another significant increase. Player, Lin Jichen. Class, Sword Cultivator. Innate talent, Heaven-defying fate. Sect, Tianyan Sword Sect. Reputation, 620. Achievement. Badge, Killing Intent. Damage to monsters, 1%. Innate attributes, all maxed. Realm, middle stage of Qi refining. Cultivation, 300, 1000. Acquired talent, Vitality Sprout. Vitality cap +20%. Vitality, 4080, 4080. Mana, 3100. Strength, 85. Mental power, 32. Defense, 71. Speed, 84. Critical hit, 7. Heart protection, 10. Fire resistance, 5. Evasion, 11%. Swordsmanship, aptitude, +10%. Alchemy, aptitude, +50%. Heart Sutra, Tianyan Heart Sutra, beginner 22%. Movement technique, Phantom Step, beginner 22%. Mist Piercing Charge, beginner 11%. Martial Arts, Frost Moon Slash, beginner 11%. Phoenix Feather, beginner 0%. Equipment, Spirit Grade, Sword Sect Attire, Spirit Grade, Crimson Cloud Sword, Spirit Grade, Gathering Spirit Jade. Pendant, Spirit Grade, Stone Sinking Ring, Spirit Grade, Cloud Step Boots, Spirit Grade, Rhinoceros Belt, Spirit Grade, 100 Refinement Ring, Spirit Grade, Gentle Breeze Bracelet. This attribute panel is truly pleasing to the eye. It's just that the skill proficiency increases a bit slowly, mainly because swordsmanship aptitude only adds 10%. Lin Jichen planned to go to the Swordstone near the Sword Sect's mountain gate to comprehend for a while. Maybe he could raise his swordsmanship aptitude to the same level as his alchemy aptitude, which would be perfect. Just as he walked out of the Sword Palace, a sweet voice called out, "Junior brother, are you there?" Chapter 42. Junior brother, senior sister has something to discuss with you. Are you there? The voice grew closer, accompanied by the increasingly clear sound of bells. Lin Jichen looked down the mountain and saw Nangong Yue running up with light steps. The bells on her deerskin boots swayed with her movements. Along with the bells, the mounds on Nangong Yue's chest also swayed slightly. The sight made Lin Jichen feel a bit dizzy. Nangong Yue's face lit up with joy when she saw Lin Jichen. A smile spread across her face, like ripples in a clear spring, overflowing from the dimples on her cheeks and spreading across her entire face. "Junior brother, what a coincidence. I just came to find you and here you are. I thought you might be asleep and was about to look for you in your quarters." Lin Jichen smiled and cupped his hands. "It is a coincidence. What brings you here so late, senior sister?" Nangong Yue raised an eyebrow, put her hands on her hips, and said playfully, "Can't I come to see you just because I want to?" "Of course you can. If senior sister wants to see me, even if I'm sleeping or in the bathroom, I would come out to meet you without hesitation," Lin Jichen joked. Nangong Yue burst into laughter, both amused and annoyed. She pinched her nose and teased, "You stinky junior brother, saying such gross things. Who wants to see you in that state?" Lin Jichen chuckled awkwardly. "It's just a metaphor. Maybe my wording was a bit off. So, should I come out without putting on my pants?" Of course, he only said the last part in his mind. All right. I'll let it slide this time. I do have something important to discuss with you." "Please go ahead, senior sister," Nangong Yue explained. "All disciples of the Sword Sect, whether in the outer temple, branch temple, or inner temple, must complete at least 3 tasks during each major realm. The difficulty varies. They are categorized as ordinary, difficult, and extremely difficult. After reaching the crystal realm, I haven't completed any tasks. Now I feel like I'm about to break through to the golden core realm. If I don't finish the tasks, I'll be punished by the sect." Lin Jichen asked curiously, "Why haven't you completed the tasks?" Nangong Yue blushed and smiled sheepishly. "I was too busy having fun, hiding away and reading romance novels. I just forgot." Lin Jichen couldn't help but laugh. He didn't expect Nangong Yue to have such a hobby reading mortal romance novels. Quite surprising for a cultivator. "That's not important. What's important is that if I don't finish the task soon, my father will burn all my treasured romance novels when he returns." Nangong Yue's face was filled with despair as she seemed to imagine the horrifying scene. "All right, so how can I help you?" Lin Jichen asked. Nangong Yue immediately replied, "I've already rushed through the ordinary and difficult tasks for the crystal realm. Now I just need to complete the extremely difficult one, which is a demon-slaying task. The task requires 2 people to complete. Me? I'm only in the chi-refining realm." Lin Jichen smiled bitterly. Even Foundation establishment tasks were challenging for him, let alone crystal realm tasks. Crossing 2 major realms, even if he wasn't an ordinary chi-refining cultivator, it would still be impossible to complete a crystal realm task. Nangong Yue reassured him, "Don't worry. The 2-person requirement isn't really for help. It's just that extremely difficult tasks are risky. If something goes wrong, 1 person can escape to seek help from the sect. It also serves as supervision to prevent some disciples from using unscrupulous means to complete the tasks. Junior brother, I know your cultivation is still shallow, but I promise to protect you. You just need to stay behind me or hide nearby where you can see me." Nangong Yue patted her chest and confidently boasted, "Besides, I'm already at the peak of the crystal realm, with 1 foot in the golden core realm. Crystal realm tasks are a piece of cake for me." "No, not even a piece of cake. Maybe half a piece." Lin Jichen didn't agree immediately. Instead, he curiously asked, "There are so many inner temple disciples. Why not ask someone else? Any of them would be much stronger than me and could help you better." Nangong Yue's face fell, and she pouted, "I want to, but no one is willing to go with me." "Huh? Senior sister, do you have such poor relations with others, or do you owe them money?" Lin Jichen joked. Nangong Yue glared at him with her big bright eyes. "You're the one with poor relations. You're the one who owes money. Then what's the reason?" Lin Jichen was puzzled. Given Nangong Yue's beauty, many inner temple male disciples would probably jump at the chance to help her. Nangong Yue sighed and explained, "No one wants to offend senior brother." Senior brother. Yes, senior brother Chu Tianhan. He's the most promising disciple in the inner temple, already at the late Golden Core realm at a young age, and highly respected among the disciples. And what does that have to do with this? Did you offend him? Lin Jichen asked suspiciously. Nangong Yue shook her head. I didn't offend him. I rejected him. To be honest, senior brother has been pursuing me. He even offered to accompany me on this task, but I don't like him, so I refused. Lin Jichen suddenly understood. No wonder Nangong Yue didn't ask any of the stronger inner temple disciples and came to him instead. It turned out that senior brother was pursuing her, and Nangong Yue rejected him. Who would dare to help her and risk offending senior brother? This left Nangong Yue with no one to invite, so she had to come to Lin Jichen. If I agree to help you, won't I also offend senior brother? Lin Jichen smiled bitterly. He didn't want to make enemies either. Whoever wants to be a scapegoat can be one. Nangong Yue smiled awkwardly and said, You won't. You're the sect master's last disciple. Senior brother wouldn't dare to mess with you. Besides, your cultivation is so low that he wouldn't feel right bullying you. Lin Jichen rolled his eyes. Is that supposed to be comforting or insulting? Nangong Yue laughed foolishly and pleaded, Junior brother, please help me. If I don't complete the task, my father will burn all my romance novels. Can you really bear to see me in such pain? It's not that serious. It's just a few romance novels. You can always buy new ones, Lin Jichen said, not believing her. It's not just that. My biggest hobby is reading romance novels. My collection is all rare editions that you can't find in Funk City. Once they're burned, they're gone forever, Nangong Yue said seriously. Even so, I can't help you. You should find someone else. I'm sorry, but I can't agree, Lin Jichen refused. He wasn't going to risk offending a late Golden Core realm cultivator for a few romance novels. Woo! No one is willing to help me. Why am I so unlucky? Even junior brother won't help me, despite how good I've been to you. Woo! Lin Jichen didn't expect Nangong Yue to start crying after he refused. And it wasn't fake crying. She was shedding real tears. She had probably been rejected many times and had placed her last hope on him. Used to being adored by everyone, Nangong Yue's mood plummeted, and she cried like a pear blossom in the rain, unable to speak.